Yeah, why am I not shocked? I completely forgot to... Okay, I completely forgot to put my audio input as my microphone, so the fans watching the live stream probably had no freaking clue what was going on. So, are we all ready now? Are we ready now? Is Alex ready? Is Court ready? Okay, that's 4 out of like the 6 drivers, so we're good. Okay, pay attention to the start lights. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go from Central Montana. As they barrel into turn 1, the first ever race at Central Montana International Raceway. Oh. And everybody is freaking dead. The CC limiters have definitely played a little part in that. Although it's better than actual CC walls that just kill everybody. So just that's an experimental feature here. I gotta pay attention to these two back here as well. Jubb trying to improve on the results. He's trying to get his way back into that cut line for the overdrive. Keep in mind, folks, 1 race left after this until we head into Hankook Overdrive, which is basically the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup, except its ERT form. 5 races to decide a champion. That will start at Watkins Glen, the 2nd season of Overdrive. As Jubb gets into the back of the 27 here. A lot of drivers made some notes about this track. It's pretty much full throttle for most of it. It is a track that I guess I designed with like Formula 2 or Formula Regional in mind, so I guess that's my bad. But or I guess faster stock cars, not necessarily. Oh, we got trouble there in the sand. We got multiple drivers into the sand. And the 51's been limited as well, so there you go. Okay, so the limiter only lasts for 5 seconds, and then it should put you back into full speed. What the hell? Oh, yeah, that's right. He is making a start park. So North Rails, he does have to go to a league that's a lot better than ours. So my microphone was not working earlier for the live stream, so for those that, I guess, just trying to get us caught up here. Oh no, mechanical failure. Damn, guess he's just not going to be able to finish this race. Who the heck is WannyFan7232? Interesting. By the way, we've got a newbie in the field here. Wolf Day making his first start, replacing Asu on the number 44 Maserati. And Quirt really wide into the corner here as they come up through the hill. One of the higher elevation sections of the racetrack. Hopefully you got your oxygen mask. By the way, these drivers averaging about a 1:30 around here. Oh, no, you're not. Caution is out for a driver that needs to join here. So that will bunch the field back up. So Blen, also driver making his first start. Hailing from Poland. So this is the first Polish driver that we've ever had in the ERT. We've got a lot of unusual nationalities that have shown up. Jamaica, Jamaica, Ireland, and Armenia and Bulgaria, just to name a few. So the yellow is out for a driver joining Blenik. Wait, no, wait. Quirt, can you join? Can you can you TP him? Or no, never mind. No, sorry. No, Quirt, sorry. No, that's my fault. You're on the grid. I completely forgot. Honestly, I don't even know what car he's driving. I don't even know what team he's signed to.
I don't have a car yet because I just joined the team. The what was it called? Floridian Racing or something like that.
Oh shoot! I gotta mute.
And I don't have a car yet.
I gotta mute him. Hold on, sorry. Um, sorry, I just have to have you muted because we are live streaming this. So he does sound like him, actually. That does. Well, they're both from the same general area, so. Yeah, just choose a random car. I don't really care what you choose, considering Floridian Racing Club just signed up like 2 days ago. No, don't worry about it. Anyway, yeah, so Blen making his first start today. Recently signed up with the newly formed Floridian Racing Club, which is so new that they don't even have cars ready yet. So that team owned by Bo is my name, who just joined recently. He'll be driving the Zero car for that team within the next couple of races. Hopefully we'll get to see him at Iowa. Hopefully we'll also get to see more permanent paint schemes at Iowa as well. Those drivers are probably a little too late to the party to be able to contend for a championship, but so change others laps for. Okay, we're ready to go. So it's been a pretty instant free race all day so far. Knock on wood, anyway. Jub, really? Really, Jub? Don't trust a thing he's saying. So the restart coming up here from Montana, and we are underway as Blen does not get going there, but we'll keep it green. And there is chaos. They're 3 wide into the opening corner. Coming in through the S's here. Diving down into going up into that uphill section. And there is a problem in the back. It is Alex around, and there is problems. I think there was a screen freeze. The 3 is having a seizure. Caution is out. So this is a race back. Race back to the line. So, Blen... Or, sorry, no, I was looking at the wrong car. Quirt trying to take that first place spot. He's the favorite to win. Odds-on favorite, but Wolf making his first start today here at Central Montana. He is kind of been showing himself to be a pretty good favorite. Qualified pretty high. Also did well in practice. Another one to keep an eye on is Random, the first ever ERT winner, trying to get his first win of the modern era. Side by side, coming into the final corner. They're door slamming, coming into the front straightaway, and I think Random might have this one, unless there's side draft that I don't know about in these cars. Don't do anything dirty here, boys. And Random will get back to the line. 83 1,000ths of a second, or no, that's not right. I don't know. I don't know how to do those decimals. Well, that's good news for Blen, as he will be able to get a better restart here. Alex lagged out, so that is what the yellow was for. Knock on wood, no cautions for wrecks so far. It's just been people joining and internet gremlins. So pit road is open. I don't know why you'd want to pit. Well, actually, to be fair, drivers did kind of gauge the fuel window or the battery window in practice. It is around 10 to 15 laps from what we've gotten reports from the drivers. I guess I'm assuming Jub is the only one pitting, so Jub, you can just go down pit road and just go through the stalls and just get battery. You don't have to stop. No, sorry about that, Jub. Come back through. Just go back up to the line. I'm sorry. No, that's my fault. Okay. Are we ready to go? Everyone that's pitting, are we ready to go? This countdown is for the pits. Make sure you click your button. I know you two have raced already here this season, just making sure we know. I need to... Blend, get into that third place grid slot. Okay, there you go. You're good. Okay. So we got 2 rookies in the field. I'm a little nervous. So 27 chooses a far up pit stall here. The race out of pit road is going to be very interesting here. I think Jub's going to have the upper hand. The 27 gets a late launch there. And that is going to end up giving the spot to Jub. As he will get into 5th, I think that'll put him... Yeah, 5th. So that's still valuable track position. Yeah, that is Aura. That is definitely Aura. Okay, Jub, line up to that grid slot that's behind the 3. Or not, well, yeah, I guess that is, yeah. Are we all ready to go? Nobody cares, Quirt. Okay, everybody's ready. Okay, just going to assume we are. Everybody goes off the line, that's good. Please don't die into turn 1. Okay, only one person died, and that was random. And Jub is spinning around. Something's wrong with him. Oh, no. Is he just doing donuts? What's going on? I'm not going to call a yellow for that. Yeah, I'm not... Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to call a yellow for that. Sorry. Unless you lagged out. Right now it is Quirt, followed by Wolf. And then I think that's Blen up in 3rd. Holy hell. So the rookies, the class of the field here so far. Jub is a slightly older rookie, but this is still his first full-time season. And, or no, sorry, Jub's not in first place. What the hell am I talking about? That's Quirt. Sorry, I am running off of 0 sleep, so I really apologize. Yep, sorry about that, Jub. So the thingy was yellow when it was supposed to be green. And Quirt has been feeling very confident about this racetrack. Apparently he's got some experience with it, as we have had a couple of leagues use the track. This is a track that I made, by the way, so I'm extremely proud of it. It's a track that if it existed in real life, I would be living like 5 or 6 hours away from it. So it's technically a home track for the series. Ooh, 27 getting into the back of the 39 here. Just bulldozing his way through, and he's still going to try and have a battle here as they go into the hairpin. And down the Blackfoot Straight. Named after the Blackfoot tribe here in Montana. A lot of Native American corners. I actually haven't had a chance to sit down. Oh, the 27's been limited. He had the CC limiter there. Can't extend too much on this track with the ERT CC technology. Yeah, Jub, you can, but when you merge back in, I'll have you a lap down. He's probably got to go. I'm not going to say that on live stream. You know, we had 2 races that were not live streamed because the channel owner was in Brooklyn. So we haven't had any access to the stream key, and now, you know, we've kind of been unfiltered for the most part. And we don't have that freedom anymore, so we got a little bit of a battle heating up here for third between Blen, Regent, and Alex, assuming Alex didn't get limited there. It's a 5-second limiter, which is basically akin to a time penalty, kind of. Technically, I guess you could probably call it a time penalty. We got problems up there. Wolf is diving to the inside. I saw him. Nothing illegal, but just something to point out there on the live stream for those who are watching, looking for battles throughout the field. Remember, Wolf, his very, very first start, he's replacing Asu for the Wind River Racing 44 Maserati. This will be his permanent ride for the rest of the season, unless he gets pissed off with me and chooses to go elsewhere. And right now, making a very good first impression, showing the Wind River Racing superiority in what will be Maserati's only season in the electric racing tour, as Chevrolet will come in to replace Maserati next season. However, WRR will be switching over to Toyota, but that's beside the point. And this is a very long straightaway here. There are multiple configurations of this track, so that initial grid slot is kind of just there for decoration for this for the purposes of this race, I suppose. Although that is part of that Eastern Club circuit. That is what that set of grids are for. So Blen just coughed up the position there to Regent. He is still trying to get an advantage on him through the S's. He's got a lot of speed. Back bumper to the 27. Watch it just a little bit on those taps, but other than that, a legal move. And gonna get a little loose coming in here to this little chicane section, feeding up into the hairpin. Up into the Sitting Bull hairpin. Here he goes. And makes a great move. The pole trying to get to the inside of the 27. Now down the down the Blackfoot straightaway. And there's Alex back there. You can see in the frame just a little bit. Coming into the third sector here. Oh, and the 39 goes a little wide coming off of that left-hander. And now they'll feed themselves back up here into the hill. This is a hill. This hill, I took a lot of inspiration from Lime Rock Park, as you can see that chicane right there. I was debating whether or not we would use that chicane for this race, and then I ultimately sided against it, because I know you guys probably would not be that great through there. And the 39 hit the CC limiter, and that's going to allow Alex to take position away. So the 39 gets a little wide there in the corner, and that takes away his momentum. And this could, we're going to stay on this for at least this corner, because he might have a, we know that 39's been extremely fast through these S's coming up here into Sector 1. He'll get to the inside of Alex, a little bit of bumping and banging there, and the 39, like we imagined, he is extremely quick through there. Regent currently in that last podium spot. Just like Formula 1, a lot of the battles happening throughout the midfield. You kind of can't really pay too much attention to the leaders, because we all know if you pay attention to just the leaders, it's just going to end up being a snooze fest. Everything happens in the midfield. And so Quirt... By the way, Blen has had no practice here. He just said that in chat. He's doing really well for not having any practice. Like, he's doing... I don't want to say... I'm not trying to sound mean. I'm not saying he's a bad driver. I'm just saying he's exceeding all expectations that I had, making his first start with no practice. On a freaking track that makes Monaco look easy by comparison, even though this is a permanent circuit, it's still... Had a couple of drivers say this is a very challenging circuit, which is kind of the intention that I had behind making this racetrack. The elevation really does kind of catch you out in some places. I even had a lot of moments of mental decline while testing this racetrack, just to try and keep it advertiser friendly. Oh, the 3 opportunistic down the inside, and that's going to hold up the 39. I'm pretty sure Blen's going to have something to say about that. And he is trying to get to the quarter panel of the 3. Now, like we said already, the 39 is extremely fast in this section of the racetrack. He'll push the 3 up into the grass. Here comes Blen, feeding himself up into the coming up into this little right-left here, feeding his way up into the Sitting Bull hairpin. And the 3 trying to make a move around Sitting Bull here. Now downhill, moving on to the Blackfoot straightaway. Or Blackfoot straight, I think. Not really. It's not even a straight. It's just like a really long feeding section of the racetrack. And now into this hard braking zone here. Here comes Blen. Still there on the inside. He's got the 3 there hanging on to the other side of the racetrack. Now coming up the hill. Feeding themselves into the carousel here. Down into the Bighorn carousel they go. Coming downhill. Feeding themselves into this final corner here, down this little sweeping section. By the way, I am just coming up with names on the fly for some of these corners, just based off of some, I guess just some Native American related things relating to the region at hand. This village that this track is near is sandwiched in between a couple of native reservations. It's a little bit north of both the Crow and the Cheyenne reservations, and it's also south of the I think the Fort Belknap reservation, I believe. So there's a couple of native lands. Oh, the 3! Okay, that's going to be a verbal there for the 3. There was no reason to ass pack the 39 like that. You could have probably not carried so much speed there. So a verbal for the 3, not a 1 out of 3. And the 39 will retaliate in some way, although I don't think that was intentional. He's sending a message coming down into the Sitting Bull hairpin, feeding onto the Blackfoot straight. First Interstate Bank, a regional banking partner in this area. Where I'm from, there's a lot of offices for that specific bank, although from what I could find, they don't have much of a presence outside the Rocky Mountains, which is very interesting. Uh-oh. Well, Alex just got part 1 of the CC limiters. So that's not good. I understand how frustrating it might be, but I think that's kind of the point. So that kind of broke up a lot of the battles here, as Quirt is just completely running away with it so far. To be fair, half of the people here kind of predicted that. Quirt, like we said, a lot of familiarity with the track here. He swept the Canadian races, and with how close Montana is to Canada, and with how this track is literally like an hour or 2 from the Canadian border too, so it's not really that shocking. 29 has done very well in this part of the continent. Autopilot. So like I said, this quote-unquote autopilot is just experimental. And I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't at least code some kind of notification that pops up on the screen if you've hit it. Like a 5-second penalty or whatever, I don't know. Because that's basically what it is a time penalty. Oh yeah, Jub just rejoined, so... Oh wait, no. Never mind. I thought he said he was going to go AFK earlier, but I guess not. Make it on the CC on the leaderboard. What? I did not understand a word you said. I'm sorry. Kind of have a weird way of speaking. By the way, we are already, I think, at the halfway mark in this race. Yeah, I think we are. I think once they cross the line again, and Court is just building a massive gap. Meanwhile, Regent is actually closing the gap to Wolf. Wondering how much of that is hitting the CC things. But Wolf is right there. A corner separates him and the 27, so Regent has been the most hard-charging driver of the day so far, coming into the Sitting Bull hairpin. Trying to use that downhill to his advantage here. And feeding onto the straight. A lot of fans in attendance here in Grass Range. And this has been kind of an entertaining race. This track has put on a lot of entertainment value here so far. A lot of great battles in the mid-pack mostly. Although the CC has definitely split up the pack just a little bit. Now we have pit stops that are coming up here very shortly. Oh, I understand what you mean now. Yeah. So pit stops are coming up, and kind of have to wonder now, when are these pit stops going to happen? Because Court was just telling them in chat just a couple of moments ago that that pit window is going to be approaching. They can go like 10 to 15 laps on a single charge. How nice of Court, leading by 20 seconds and giving them pointers on when to pit. So with that, Blen is also starting to close the gap a little bit himself to Regent. So we're going to see a battle coming up for second here in just a couple of minutes. I have a very good feeling that 39 really has closed the gap to the 23. Or 27, I meant to say. I apologize. By the way, that's another Wind River Racing Maserati, that 27 is. I forgot who he's replacing. I think he's replacing... Oh yeah, he's replacing Priscilla, who got banned earlier this year. Although after this season, that ban will be lifted, so may God have mercy on your souls, I guess. As long as she can keep her, stay on her best behavior until then. So I'm just really excited to see... Oh, Wolf Day's coming in. And we got pitters. Court is also in for his first stop of the day. And something tells me I probably could have made pit speed a little bit quicker. So that's something to keep in mind for next season, I guess. So Court's in, and I think somebody stayed out to take the lead. I think it was Blen. Or no, well, Blaine was out, but there's somebody else out, too. Oh, no, that's Jub. So Jub stayed out, I know that. So Jub actually went one lap down. So who is that? Is that Regent that stayed out? Yeah, it was. He's coming through Sitting Bull right now. So yeah, Regent stayed out. He's in the lead right now, and I think Regent pit earlier. Interesting. If that's true, then that's very interesting indeed. Battery strategy will probably play a big part of this track because we don't have draft for some freaking reason. So Blen is trying to get by that 101 if possible, and I think Jub is a lap down too, so oh, Jub, big shunt into the corner there, coming out of the hill. Went out of the carousel there. Back bumper to the 39 here. Be careful how you race that 39. You are a lap car, so a caution could probably come out. Oh, never mind. The 39 is going to dive into pit road here. So yeah, I think roadkill. Yep, one lap down. So I think Court is still your leader. No, yeah, he is. So Regent must have come in. This is actually, I actually don't know who's where right now. I didn't touch laps, so I think the laps are correct. And yeah, so like we said, Blen's into pit road. Alex also came in. So this will be a battle for 4th once they come out of pit road. And we got 16 laps to go here at Central Montana International. Next week on Perez Motorsports Network, the Electric Racing Tour heads to the cornfields of Iowa. The town of Newton, Iowa welcomes the Electric Racing Tour Hankook E-Cup Series for the regular season finale, only on Perez Motorsports Network. Coverage will start at approximately 5:15 p.m. on Saturday, July 5th. Once again, that's only on Perez Motorsports Network, your home for the Electric Racing Tour. So is Court coming in? Yeah, he is. He's down pit road right now. Uh-oh. Oh, man, that's going to put Regent into the lead. Oh, my God. Well, Court's very quick, though, so let's see. I don't know if this will last forever. He's going to be a little bit held up there in the S's, though. Doesn't have as much speed as he probably would have wanted. But like we said, Court, he spends an ungodly amount of time practicing the tracks each week. So, you know, I'm not really that shocked, but that he's doing so well. But like I said, you know, he usually turns quite a few laps like the second the track goes up. So he's like one of the first ones to come in. We're going to ride on board here. This is the Automation Car Tycoon onboard camera. I just realized my audio is probably not that high. I'm going to turn it up, actually. So with that, he's trying to make a move here. He's a lot quicker than Regent is. Question is, will he try to go defensive? We got 14 laps to go once the leader crosses the line here. And the fans here at Grass Range almost a sellout here on the lower deck of the grandstands. Obviously, the upper deck probably a little bit to be desired. 27 will go a little wide into the corner, entering the S's. The 29 has the leverage. And they're going to try and squeeze each other coming through the corner, and Jubb's also retiring the car. So that will now bring us down to 5 drivers in this race. And Court will retake the lead. That 27 still looking hungry, though. And the 29 goes a little wide into the final little S there. Side by side coming into the Sitting Bull hairpin onto the Blackfoot straight. Yeah, Jubb, I don't blame you. I'm probably gonna go to bed after this. I'm supposed to participate in the Clash race tonight, but yeah, I mean I do like Rockingham, but like, I don't wanna. I don't feel like it. I barely feel like hosting this race, even though I was really looking forward to it. So Wolf Day, currently 35 seconds back. He's just now entering Sitting Bull. Regent, I think he got CC'd there because I think Court also hit the limiter there too, because the 27 just built a little bit of a gap to that 29. Court being too nice for his own good here. It's been a very clean race, and a lot of people were saying that we were going to have green flag pit stops during practice because we have the VC open during practice and qualifying, and they were right. We had it's kind of a rarity to see green flag stops in ERT, or at least it was before season 3, before the Mitch era of setups. But you know, we used to have like a 5% chance that there would ever be a green flag pit stop, but now it seems like the drivers kind of contain themselves a little bit better here in the ERT these days. The quality of racing has definitely it's drastically improved. So we've been able to see green flag stops, and might not be entertaining to the viewers. However, it is a very big relief for me personally as a host. Now, if we could just get draft figured out, or if we could at least figure something out. Like, I don't know what's wrong. We might just have to tinker with the cars and go from there. I guess I don't mind putting each individual scheme back on the car. You know what? I might. I might code a button that you could press that has like a 15-minute cooldown or something. I don't know what I'll do. People have been saying since season 1 that we need like attack mode, like what Formula E has. Let me see real quick what the fastest lap is. I'm going to go over to the board here and see for myself. So, unsurprisingly, Quirt has the fastest lap with a 128.679. Regent and Wolf are your second and third fastest drivers. We got one into pit road. It is Regent, almost said Jub. So Regent is currently coming into pit road. Remember, he was one of the first ones to pit on that first set of green flag stops. That will push Wolf up into the top 2. And as Court continues to hunt for that 5th win on the season, it'll tie him with Forza for the most wins on the year if he can put it together. Court has just been having a spectacular season. Struggled the first couple of seasons here in the Electric Racing Tour, but he has since clawed his way back into prominence here, or clawed his way into prominence, and has forced everybody to memorize his name at this point. Yes, I know, Court, we do need a tryout track, especially as the league grows. You know what? I think Central Montana might be actually a perfect tryout track. Oh, really? That's a bold prediction there, Wolf. That's a very bold prediction. Are you sure it's not going to be you? What if, I mean, if Court chokes, you could probably take advantage. You've been pretty quick all day. Speaking of which, where the fuck even is Court? Oh, yeah, Court's just now coming into the uphill section, coming up near Sitting Bull. Bold picks. This dude probably wins. He probably bets the under on everything. I don't do sports gambling, so I wouldn't know. But I'm sure you probably put FanDuel into bankruptcy. Speaking of FanDuel, wonder how the Cincinnati Reds did today. $11 laps to go here in Central Montana. It has been a fantastic race for Court today. He has led all but a couple of laps today. And once he crosses the line here, it'll be 10 laps to go. Once again, next Saturday, we're heading to Iowa. I'm probably going to be tired beyond belief because I will be heading to Canada this coming Tuesday to watch a 6-man football all-star game. And Alex will be passing right by the town that this track is located in. So that is really interesting to note. So 10 laps to go. Regent currently trying to hold off Blen as this battle is raging back on, as Blen's trying to get himself up into that top 3. Very valuable points at stake. That is 15 points that are awarded to third place. And Regent is trying to make his way into overdrive. He needs a good finish here and in Iowa to even have a chance at making overdrive. Alex is in that same boat, although they're currently chilling up in 5th place. They're going to get some pretty good points from this too. And with Jub retiring from the contest, that's also going to be, that's going to open the door potentially for that 6th place in the standings. We're just going to have to see how that shakes out once we get into the end of the race here, but it's looking very interesting as we head into the final race of the regular season this coming Saturday. 10 laps to go here, coming to 9 to go as Court is coming in through the final corner here onto the front stretch. Passing by the fans. Not a very big turnout today, unfortunately. However, we've had a total of 7 drivers at least attempt the race today. North Rails, we knew he was going to start in park, but he's still going to get those 7th place points, which is admittedly not very many, but 9 laps to go here, so that's approximately, like, what, 18 more minutes, almost 14 more minutes left in this race. Battle's still raging on here between Regent and Blen. On board with him here. And Blen is definitely the faster car here compared to Regent. And it was pretty evident coming out of that corner as well. Now, 39 is going to have a big opportunity coming up through the S's here in Sector 1. So I'm wondering what he's going to do with that opportunity here. Regent's kind of been struggling on some of the more technical aspects of the racetrack. And the 39 off the track just a little bit, but he'll kind of work himself out just a little bit there as they go through the S's. 39 gets a big run coming in out of the exit of the S's there. Onto the curb, trying to mount an attack coming uphill here. Trying to scale the hill coming up on the Sitting Bull. Court should be crossing the line here shortly to make it 8 laps to go. 39 trying to make a move down the inside. 27 goes to block. Now here they come down the Blackfoot straight. Big passing opportunity. Blen going to the inside. Makes the move on the 27. He bump and ran him there. Coming out of the corner, will the 27 retaliate? Coming up the hill. 27 loses control. That might be it there. Unless Blen makes a rash mistake here. That should be his 3rd place here. Here they come into the final corner. And Blen is into the sand. He's also limited. And the Regent will retake the position. Man, the 39 has slipped up quite a bit in that final corner multiple times today. He still has a big chance here, though. He didn't lose that much time. The 5-second time penalty there definitely hindered him, but he is definitely still the faster car. Oh, we got a caution! He flips! He just flipped on the curbs! Caution is out here in Central Montana! How did that happen? He came up the hill. He was on the curbs. And the caution is out. And that is the weirdest caution we've gotten all season. Bro literally just went onto the curbs and flipped onto his side. An unexpected yellow here in grass range. And that'll be a race back to the line that we already know who is going to win that one. Now the question is, who's going to come in is the big question, but who is going to be capitalizing on this restart? Court has lost a race already due to a late restart. Seems like this is just the story of the electric racing tour nowadays. It is just, you know, domination by one driver, and then the late race caution comes out. And we will be restarting this race with, I believe, 4 laps to go. Good Lord, I am really not 100% right now, in case you can't tell, but we're waiting on everybody to cross the line here. You know, Regent, Blen, and Alex have yet to cross. So Blen is currently coming out of the final corner. He should get 3rd place here. Or sorry, check that. I don't know what the hell? Oh yeah, that's right. Blen flipped. Yeah, I'm kind of an idiot, in case you can't tell. Fuck. But Blen, that is a very well. That might actually be a fortunate caution for him. Now he has a big chance to try and go for the lunge into the first corner if he so chooses. Even though I created this track, I don't know how you attack that first corner. Do you just like let off and try and make an attack through the S's, or I don't know what? Anyway, Any pitters that I need to be notified of. Yep. Alex and Wolf are coming in. Oh, Wolf, by the way, when you come into your pit stall, make sure you press that button to initiate the pit. So 4 laps to go, and Wolf out of his stall, and the 3 had a bit of a late exit off his stall here. I think he'll still beat the 44 out of pit road, though. So that will put Alex most likely in 4th here. Will that be beneficial to them? I don't know, but we're just going to have to find out now, aren't we? 4 laps to go at Central in the inaugural race here at Central Montana International Raceway. Who will win the Wooden Moose here in Central Montana here? Sandwiched in between the Fort Belknap, Crow, and Cheyenne reservations here in Montana. About an hour or 2 drive north of Billings, Montana, a city of 110,000. Largest city in Montana. Are we ready to go? Should probably fly my character over toward Victory Lane. Alright. Two, one, go. Everybody with a good launch off the start here. Regent, back bumper to the 29. He'll send the 29 toward the grass here. 3 wide for the lead. Blen going for the lead in the corner here. Regent in second. I think he got part of the CC limiter. I think he might have gotten forced into the limiter there. And Blen, currently your leader. His first start, the driver from Poland, into Sitting Bull here. Quart's still got a ton of speed though heading into this corner though. It's gonna be a matter of how long can Blen hold off that 29. It's a long course. I'd venture to say probably about 3 or so miles long, or close to 7 kilometers long. About the size of Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. Tight racing here. 44, 3, and 27. You could probably throw you can barely fit a credit card in between them there. Yeah, I think Quart's basically gonna. I think he's gonna at least hunt him down here in the next lap or 2. Wonder how aggressive Blen's gonna get though. That's the thing. He's trying to defend off that 29. And with no draft in these cars, you kind of have to take every opportunity in the corners that you can get. 3 laps to go at Central Montana. A lot of time can be made or lost here in these S's. Let's see, Blen lost time there to Quart there in the S's. And now the 44 going to the inside of the 27. Big contact there. Blen goes wide. Quart's going to go side by side. We got 2 side-by-side battles here. And Quart go to the inside. He'll take the lead away. 39 in the Sitting Bull hairpin. He's going to try and get to the inside. 29 is just that much quicker. Coming downhill onto the straightaway here. Tesla versus Ford here down on the Blackfoot Straight. Wolf also into 3rd. That's also one thing to keep in mind. And Quart runs wide. The 39 going down to the inside. And they'll come up into the final section of the track. And Quart just got limited. He just hit the CC. That's going to give Wolf a chance. Regent, side by side. Big contact coming into the final sector. And Blen is really glad to see this battle happening here for second. A three-way battle between Quirt, Wolf, and Regent. Regent currently out in front by he's got a little bit of a gap coming out of that final corner, and Alex chilling back here in 5th place. Quirt in the 44 back there. The 44 kind of cuts across his nose there. That was a little bit scary. 2 laps to go here at Central Montana. Regent won the first ever ERT race at the Daytona Backstretch Oval. That was in Season 1, May of 2024. This is his second race back in the ERT. He did 2 races in S1, then dipped. His last race before last week was Eldora in Season 1. This could be a very tight battle for the lead here. Eventually, Quirt is going to give that position up there to the 44, and he's going to try the crossover coming out of Sitting Bull, and he'll take 3rd place back from the 44. Wolf is just not willing to give up here. Coming down the Blackfoot straight. Feeding up into Sector 3 here, coming uphill again. This track has been super unforgiving here today, but a lot of these drivers are starting to tame the beast here. Coming down into the carousel. Blen currently into the final corner here. Regent still, I think he has gained time over Blen. And as they come onto the straightaway, penultimate time here. One lap as he comes to the line. 1 lap to go. Presented by Hankook Tires. Who's going to win the inaugural City Brew Coffee Company Montana E-Prix? Just about 3.5 more miles to go here to determine a winner here in Grass Range, Montana, a town of 110 people. A Grade 2 facility. And Quirt to the inside. You can see the battle. They got Regent back there. Blen just needs to take deep breaths here. Just don't focus on the men behind him. Just see what's in front of him. Coming into Sitting Bull for the final time. Runs a little wide there in the corner. We got contact. Regent to the quarter panel of Quirt. Regent getting very aggressive back there with the 29. Blen in the lead here. And into the final sector. Quirt is right there into the carousel. He's carrying a ton of speed with the 39 trying to block. No, the 29 goes inside. Quirt takes the lead. Coming into the final going into the final braking zone. Gets to the back bumper of him. Quirt holding him off. Coming down the straightaway for the final time. He will do it. He'll tie Forza for the first time in Central Montana. Quirt will win the inaugural City Brew Coffee Company Montana E-Prix. Bland will finish 2nd, Regent 3rd, Wolf 4th, and Alex 5th. And we all knew it was going to happen. It was kind of inevitable. The 29 wins. And Quirt has got to go now. He's just going to avoid the the thingy, the burnout. Hold on, let me just get the confetti started for you here. I'll make it quick on the picture. And the first ERT race at Central Montana, he wins the Wooden Moose. You love to see it. A first-time winner, a winner at a track for the first time. 3, 2, 1, picture. And with that, the Wooden Moose. Here to greet Quirt as he wins. It's just heartbreak for Blen. In his very first start on that final restart, he led, I think, 3 or 4 laps coming to the finish. After Quirt ran into that CC detector, I think he kind of thought, I think Blen kind of thought he had a chance there, and he did. But the final corner, Heartbreak here in Montana for one, but victory for another here. And we will see you next week here as we head to Iowa Speedway for the Red Bull 200E to round out the season. And then the first overdrive race will be held at Watkins Glen next Sunday. With that being said, we'd like to thank you so much for tuning in here on Perez Motorsports Network. Quirt will get his 5th win of the season. Glenn and Wolf in their opening race will get 2nd and 4th respectively, and Regent will get a top 3 in his return to the Electric Racing Tour as well. With that being said, from Grass Range, Montana, here at the Central Montana International Raceway, we'd like to thank you so much for tuning in here on Perez Motorsports Network. And until next time, and you know there will be a next time.